Hey guys, I'm Mitch, one of the hosts of the show. Before we start, I just wanted to thank you all for listening and tell you something cool. In the description of the episode, there's a link to our Discord if you want to just come hang out with us. We stream there, watch movies, game together, and just hang out. You can even be a guest host on our show and suggest games for us to play and review. So don't be shy, just come hang out with us. It'll be fun. Also, there's a link to our Facebook so you can join the page and give it a like, and it helps a lot if you do. Same with giving us a 5-star review on iTunes and writing something small, even if it's just, hey guys, like that'll do. That's fine. It really does help us get to the top of the charts. Thank you all again, and let's get on with the show.
But I know that you're all better now. Remember when I didn't need you? Well, I need you now to hold my head up high, say it's all better, child. Remember when I was alone and crying out? You will be missed, but I know that you're all better now. Remember when I didn't need you? Well, I need you now to hold my head up high, say it's all better, child. Remember when I was alone and crying out? You will be missed, but I know that you're all better now. Remember when I didn't need you? Well, I need you now to hold my head up high, say it's all better, child. Remember when I was alone and crying out? You will be missed, but I know that you're all better now.
Welcome to Tattered Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch, and today we got Brandon,
What's up?
and we got Mike.
Yo.
Mike's playing Vampire Survivor while we're doing this
Sure.
show.
15 minutes in.
15 minutes in out of a half-hour run.
What does that mean? Does that mean he's going to beat the game in a half an hour? Like,
I guess every run's like a half hour, if you can make it that long.
so it's a survival.
Yeah. It's like a top-down 2D thing. It's weird.
Yeah, at 30 minutes, the Grim Reaper comes for you and murders you.
That's awesome.
2023 wrap-up. That's what we're doing today. How'd you guys feel about 2023? Show-wise.
Oh, that was...
Played a lot of sweet games.
Hell yeah. What about you,
We
Mike?
fell behind somewhat on some games.
A lot of games. How'd you enjoy it, Mike?
Enjoyed Valheim and Ninja Gaiden a lot.
Not
Liza
Liza P.
P.
Yeah, there we go. For our list of games, we have a decent bit, but what would you guys say was the best games we played? Were the best games?
And Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. How about you, Brandon?
Oblivion, Liza P, Valheim. Ninja Gaiden was good. I didn't beat it though.
Same.
I liked My Friend Pedro. That was good.
That was fun.
Keep
Yeah.
forgetting I picked that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know. Some other ones I probably liked a lot. I just can't think of what they were.
I had a lot of fun with Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, that was good.
That was something I never got to play back in the day, and I was excited.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever played it, I think.
I
Yeah.
played it before as a kid.
I would say Liza P was like my gold for the year. For the show. Not personal games, but yeah.
That was my first Souls-like game, and I liked it a lot.
Now you're like, let's play Demon Souls.
Yeah. I'm kind of obsessed with that style of game now. But
Just remember the parrying in those games is not like that game. They're a lot
right.
harder to land. So
Yeah, I've been watching some videos. It looks tough, to be honest. But now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, which isn't a Souls-like, but it's pretty badass combat.
yeah, the thing I always see from people, because I'm in like a bunch of Souls groups, like the Soulsborne series, not Souls likes, but like the actual like From Software games. Um, yeah, you can parry, but really people only parry when they're playing PvP most of the time. Like whenever people invade their shit, and most people are just like fuck a parry, big bonk build. It's like you
Big
just
bonk build.
you just gear yourself filled with strength and health and stamina, and you just slam and kill everything in like 2 hits.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that's always fun.
That's kind of the build I went with in Liza P. I carried a giant. Well, what did I carry? I used the exploding pickaxe handle with the pipe wrench head, basically the whole game, and I used the puppet slayer, puppet saber, something like that, and then I used the that's just a sword. What's that other one I like? The salamander knife or whatever, salamander blade.
I like the
Caught
handle
shit
on
on
that.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was an
thing was sick.
interesting system to use. Like the handles versus like the blades that you could connect them to.
Yeah,
That was the first time in a Souls game I ever used an actual heavy weapon, and I just used the glaive blade with the baton handle
yeah,
the
that
whole
was a
game,
good combo.
and it was just like a heavy, basically a heavy machete.
So you can't build weapons like that in other Souls games? Like you can't swap handles around and stuff like that?
No, you upgrade them, and then eventually you can turn them into like chaos weapons, which will turn them into a completely different weapon altogether. And they'll have like their own style and their own like ability set.
Does it does it like in Lies of P each handle gave the weapon its own attacks. Like every weapon had different attacks. There was no repetition when it came to each weapon.
Oh no,
Is
there's
it like that?
repetition. There's repetition to it, and it doesn't have its own special things. You have your heavy attack and you have your light attack, and that's how you use it. And whichever way you combo it will change the way it works. Like if you do a 2-hit combo, it will always be the same. If you do a 3-hit, it'll always be the same. But if you
Mm.
do a single hit, like it'll always be the same. It's like that. But once
Like
you
the
change it,
attack animation is the same no matter the weapon.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's like Elden Ring. Elden Ring, I run dual Rivers of Blood. So the special attack on that, it sprays blood at people, which damages them. It does blood damage, and it really tears people up. So like, think of dual wielding katanas that spray blood at people and do extra damage like that. That's what I use. Mike uses like every
Dual
weapon in
wielding.
that fucking game.
I dual wielded Halo sights, which their special ability is they shoot rings of light out that track down the enemy.
And when we say special ability, it uses your MP. It doesn't use like you only have like in Liza P. You remember how it had a gauge where it would use 2 pieces to 3 pieces of a gauge, sometimes 1 piece. Okay, there's no
Yeah.
gauge. It's your MP. So you can do that move as long as you have MP, you can just do that move.
Are you talking about in Lies of P when you would have like I can't think of what it was called, but when it would build up and you could use the special for the weapon?
Yeah, that's the gauge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
What
what
was
I'm
it
talking.
called though? It had a name. I can't remember the name.
Sword art,
In Lies of P?
for sure.
No.
Yeah, it was called sword art. I'm pretty sure some kind of art. Yeah, he's right. Um, but instead of doing that, as long as you just have like MP or like things that replenish your MP, you can do it as many times as you want. Like it's pretty awesome. I like the fact that those games don't limit you to that, but Elden Ring's really the one that like you can really take advantage of that thing.
Right.
Because there's just like so much into it. But like that was the first time I ever used a heavy weapon kind of deal, and like this year I beat. Well, it's the beginning of the year, 2024, but I played DS1 for the first time, remastered, and I accidentally had the best weapon in the game drop for me because
Oh,
I was running from the enemy that carries it, and I guess he fell off the cliff, and it just popped up in my inventory. So I just quickly leveled it up 5 times to its max because that's normal weapons you can level up 10 times and do like special shit to them. That weapon and like a few other weapons you can only raise up 5 times and then it's maxed. Well,
that's how Liza P was.
I raised it up 5 times, like I don't know, like right after I got it, and I just bonked everything in the game with it. It was
The
hilarious.
special attack in Liza P is called Fable Arts. You were too
Fable
close.
Arts. Okay.
Fable,
Yeah.
some kind of arts, but yeah.
Um. Yeah, and the weapons that only leveled to level 5 were the special ones that you had to use the special boss ergo for to purchase.
Yeah.
Couldn't level those up to 10.
And there's weapons like Dark Souls 1, for instance. You could make a lightning weapon out of something, and you can make a fire weapon. You can make a divine weapon. No, not a fire weapon. You can make a divine, a lightning, and an occult
Hmm.
out of certain things. And every certain thing could only be leveled up certain ways, and whatever the fuck. It's really strange. But the thing is to remember is if you decide to make that weapon like a lightning weapon, it's not going to scale with your stats.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna have to play that game. I don't really know shit about the actual Souls games.
oh, if you get it on here, like DS1, get it on here so we can play together. Because I'll gladly run through any Dark Souls game with you, just for funsies.
Like on Steam, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, on PC.
Okay.
Like I was an idiot when I got it on here because when I joined that group on Facebook for like just like, hey, you guys want to play together or do anything? Nobody plays on PC. It's always PlayStation and Xbox, but like there's definitely still players like that thing I sent you where Return to Lorien or whatever the fuck the world's called. Like there's people just invading constantly or like trying to be summoned to do co-op play and shit. It's fun. So, yeah, Dark Souls games are the shit. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do next. Do I want to finish Bloodborne, or do I want to start like Dark Souls 2 or 3 next? So
Have you ever played them in order?
no, and they don't have an order. It's just
Well, I mean order of release, not
oh
like
no
chronological order.
no. Elden Ring was my first, and that's their latest release. And then I was like, all right, Demon Souls, which was their first release, and then it was Bloodborne. I played like halfway through that, and then I played Dark Souls 1 Remake. So,
Demon Souls and Bloodborne are before Dark Souls 1?
no. I played Elden Ring, which is their latest, and then I played
Oh,
Demon Souls,
that's
which,
the order you played in.
yeah, it doesn't matter what order you played in because they have
Right.
their own stories.
What
So,
about you, Mike? Which ones have you beat?
Elden Ring,
How many times?
7.
got to platinum it, got to get every ending.
Yeah, I platinumed it. You don't have to get every ending. You just have to get 3 endings.
Yeah, but you got every ending. So,
I had to go back and do that. That was fun.
collected every weapon, did everything you could possibly do.
Did you give up on Liza P on your New Game Plus or whatever? Yeah.
Did it get harder, like significantly?
Yeah.
Significantly.
Like the bosses were harder? Even with all your ranks and everything? All your upgrades?
I'll beat the first bosses pretty easily. Oh, remember I got stuck on the Brotherhood for the second time.
I hate those
I
fights.
didn't go back and beat it. That was my favorite part.
Hate those fucking
Why? It was the worst fight. The second Brotherhood fight is the worst thing about that game. I hated it so much.
Right? It's like
My
test your
favorite
skill.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You guys,
it's like Malekith and Melania are everybody's like hardest fight in Elden Ring, and those are my absolute favorite fights in all of Souls games.
Well, the rabbits, they like react different whenever you kill them and shit. In different orders and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about that game. Like, you're still fighting one-on-one in Elden Ring in those two fights, but they're just so fucking ridiculously hard that you can't be mad that you lost. Like, you will realize the first time you walk through that gate and, like, fight those two, that it's just like, this is just, it's not even worth getting mad about because it's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be irritated with it, because if you get irritated with it, you'll never finish it. You have to like calm mind that shit.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I broke a control. I did break a controller playing Liza P. I'll be honest.
Don't you
I
hate
threw it
that?
at yeah, I threw it at my couch, and because I was like, oh, the couch won't break my controller, but I picked it up and the left analog stick was gone. It was still there, but it drooped. Like it just flopped. Any way I'd move the controller, the analog stick would just flop all around. It's
Yeah.
like, damn it.
It's like me and Greg when we were on that mission. Remember when me and him would get into arguments all the time to like, because we were on our way to Onyx rank, and so we would just get
Mm.
mad if anything happened at all.
Yeah, you guys were going hard trying to get to the Onyx.
Dude, I was
I didn't give
meleeing
a
people
shit.
so hard. Like, I was getting into it so hard that whenever I was meleeing people, I was like just fucking throwing my controller in front of me at the same time. Like, every time I hit that stick, I fucking crushed in the right analog stick on my controller.
I can't believe you guys even got me to play Halo, to be honest. I've never been a Halo, multiplayer Halo player.
Well,
I've
remember
only
that
ever
one
done
day,
single
dude?
player.
6 hours, 2 losses. Me,
Yeah, we
you,
went
Rhett, and
off.
Greg. We were going
Yeah,
fucking wild, dude. Red is a fucking god, dude. Remember that shit?
yeah. I just honed in all my Call of Duty skills into Halo as much as I could, and it seemed to work kind of well.
Yeah. Dude, that shit.
And I learned how to jump.
That was my favorite day I've ever played Halo. Was when all four of us were there for like 6 hours, and we just fucking went in. We like never lost. It was crazy.
Yeah,
We
we
lost
did
like
play a
twice.
shit
It was
ton.
insane. Rhett's getting like fucking 32 and 9, 42 and 9, like just fucking
Yeah,
going crazy. Because when he told me that, whenever he was like in the top ranks of Halo, I didn't believe him. He showed me his rank, and then we played together. I was like, Jesus, how do you do that?
I learned all the maps pretty fast. I started throwing grenades all the fucking time.
Yeah, dude, that you
I think
have
I was
to.
team killing a lot. I think I would accidentally kill Greg sometimes. He'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he always thinks it's me because I used to hit him with a grenade on accident all the time. Because if I knew I was about to die, I'm dropping a fucking grenade, blow up the person, hit him for the next guy. Like, there's just so much weird shit that your body just does because like you have to do things to help everybody, and you know if
Yeah,
you're gonna die, it's time to fucking like blow somebody up.
I've been playing this game called Hell Let Loose, which is like a World War II simulator kind of game, and there's friendly fire all the time, and I'm pretty sure it's like 50-man teams, so 100 people per server, and I think there's 10 units on each team. I'm not sure how many, but each unit has I can't remember actually. But anyway, that's besides the point. If I'm on a unit that has no communication, because you need communication playing that game, I'll wait until everybody spawns on a garrison, which is like a little spawn point you can plant anywhere on the map when you're pushing up towards the enemy line. And I'll wait till everybody spawns on it. I'll just stand there and I'll drop a grenade and blow everybody up on the unit. Just because nobody's talking. And then you can leave the unit and switch to another unit. It's pretty hilarious to just troll people on that game.
The most team-based game I ever played was I got into it a couple days ago. Apex. If you don't have a team that's communicating, you can't play that game.
Yeah,
Like just
that's how
straight up.
PUBG is. Yeah.
Just straight up. Like right before I got on here with you guys, I sent that text like, "Let me finish this match." I was in a match with them before, and they liked me, and they were like, "Yo, invite, invite, invite," and I was like, "I'm a noob. Um, sorry about whatever, but like, what's up?" And we were playing this match, and they were like, "Dude, you're not doing bad for like a first-time player." And I was like, "Well, you caught me on like the one match I did good today." Like, dude, I'm so bad at that game, and I hate it because Greg's like, I always tell Greg like, "Hey, why don't we try Fortnite? Like, you used to play that, right? Like, this is the same thing. It's just not as complicated." He's like, "Whoa, you already want to switch games?" I was like, "I'm not mad about the game. I'm mad that I'm not good at it because it's the only shooter game I've never been like actually good at. Like, I don't understand why I'm bad at this game." And it is absolute the teamwork thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't communicate perfectly, you will lose that game every time.
Yeah.
Unless you're versing a bunch of idiots and you just get lucky. It's dumb. I've won 3 games in 4 days.
That's not bad.
That's terrible. Me and my
That's.
9-year-old kid
I mean,
win
it depends
games
on how many
every day in
games.
Fortnite. Every day
Depends
we
how
win.
many games you're playing. I'd say
Like if my 9-year-old
today.
can roll up on 6 squads and eliminate them all single-handedly with a shotgun, I've seen him fucking do it. It's insane. Why can't I beat this
Mm,
PUBG thing with people I'm not communicating with? Not PUBG,
Apex is
Apex.
not PUBG. Yeah, I was gonna say it. PUBG is hard too. I mean, I play PUBG all the time, and I think since I've got my PlayStation, I can't tell you how many games I've played of PUBG, but I'm pretty sure I've only gotten one chicken dinner so far.
What's a chicken
And
dinner?
I probably played. That's what it's called when you win. It says winner winner chicken dinner. So that's the PUBG thing. Is like you say, let's get a chicken dinner. That's what everybody says. Like, let's get that chicken. That's just the theme of that game. But like they literally had at one point in time for one of the updates, they had fucking KFCs all over the map, and you could actually go into the KFC supposedly and get a bucket of chicken. Like there's
That's
an actual
awesome.
fucking yeah. But I never actually got to see that.
Yeah, like my
But
3 games that I won, we won 2 of
yeah,
them back to back the other day. We don't know how we did that. And today earlier, I was down. I punched somebody out right at the beginning of the game, like just fists, just fisticuffed them,
yeah,
fucked them up. Got dropped by another teammate. I got picked up. We rolled down. We had 2 people downed, and then we were revived. Came back, and we won the whole fucking thing. It's just straight retarded luck. It's ridiculous.
yeah. When that game first came out, I actually played it a shit ton. I
I
played Apex a
tried when
lot.
it came out, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. But like
I,
nobody was explaining to me how it worked either, because I played with um, Nathan, Nathan Howe,
mhm.
and his friend Greg, and like they just wouldn't tell me anything. They're like, all right, let's launch, and they launched. I'm like, what does all this mean? And I died.
You jump out and follow each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Uh,
following him, and I got nailed. Like,
I'd say the main thing with that game would be the shields, right? You always make sure you're shielded up.
yeah, always do shields before health. Always.
Yeah, yeah,
But like everybody's against the Phoenix shield, and that thing does your whole shield and your whole health, but it takes 10 seconds. I have been able to fucking manipulate that thing every single time I get it. I just hide in a corner and just boop. I don't know
Do
why
you have
people
like
hate
a
it.
favorite weapon?
Mm, I like the R99. Like
What is that?
it's like an assault rifle or a submachine gun or something. You just fucking because like every time I'm in a situation, it's always the same thing. Every time I get into a bad situation, it's always close quarters. And I try to use a shotgun, and it hardly ever works. But that fucking R99 just fucking melts people. So it's like if I
Um,
get my hands on one of them, I know I'm gonna be like decently okay.
are you the type of player that tries to like thirst kill people? Like when you knock somebody, are you trying to get that kill, or do you knock them and leave them and try to get the other people before you actually kill somebody?
Depends on if I see the other person. If I
Yeah.
see somebody shooting at somebody else, I'm gonna kill that person that I knocked down.
Yeah.
If they start running, if I see them even whiz by me, I leave that person that's knocked and I run past them and run up the steps and fucking start running after them. Just fucking. Believe it or not, the most amount of kills I've got is punching people.
Really? On
Yeah.
Apex?
Yep. Right off the rip. Like there was a
Huh.
guy right before I got on here with you guys. There was a guy. We kicked off the round. The dude got a fucking shotgun, and I beat him with my fists before he killed me with that shotgun.
You landed like in the same place with him, and
Yeah, he picked up the shotgun, pumped me twice, and I just fucking beat the shit out of him and killed him. And like that's when I met that dude that was like, dude, you're not bad for being a noob. I was like, dude, you gotta understand, this game is based on luck. I'm purely convinced of that. There's no way that dude, unless you're so bad, like, there's no reason I should have won that.
is there a new map out, or is it like the same
Oh, it's
OG
all new
Apex?
maps. According to Greg,
Really?
he was like, because Greg came back. Like, he used to play this game all the time. And I see his
Yeah.
stats. He has almost 3,000 kills in Apex.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I haven't seen anybody that we've played with that has that amount of kills on their badge. But,
Yeah, I
like,
think
he
I've.
told me every map that he's seen is pretty much a new map, except for one.
And it just cycles through some maps.
Yeah.
It
And
used
now,
to just be one.
yeah, and they're doing a Final Fantasy VII takeover on the game, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah, you can get Cloud's Buster Sword, and like it shreds everybody. Like anybody I come in contact with that has that sword kills me every time, because you can block with it. As soon as you put that block up, every bullet only does 3 damage,
Hmm.
and they're just like dead.
I'd say the biggest problem I have on PUBG playing with other people is like they always try to get the thirst kills. Like as soon as they knock somebody, they'll try to kill them as fast as possible and not worry about another squad or getting third partied or something, so they can throw smoke on the box and go loot the box of the person that they just killed instead of worrying about their surroundings. I'm constantly observing around me no matter what, even if like
That's how I am. Yeah.
yeah, like say you're running to the next circle or something and you see a couple of guys, like I'm always playing with somebody that'll just start popping off shots. They don't call out the direction of the person. They don't do anything. They just start shooting. And then they're like, oh, he's next to the tree. And I'm like, there's 1,000 fucking trees. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Like you have to ping an Apex. If you don't ping,
Yeah.
we're not gonna know. And
Yeah.
like I don't know. I seem to, because I'm doing what you're saying. Like I'm always observing. I seem to catch more people just walking around, and I just ping the shit out of them, like over here, and it's like a lot of people just run away, and it's like Greg said, they're trying to play
Yeah.
survival. This isn't ranked. You have to be rank 50 to fucking play in ranked, and we're playing normal quick play. So there's
How
no
many
sense in
different
playing
modes are
survival.
there?
There's duos and then there's trios, and trios has the Final Fantasy VII takeover going on, so they have that sword. So me and Greg for the past 2 days have been just playing duos, so it doesn't have the sword in it, and we're just playing normal Apex, but with
So it
duos
only
instead of
goes up to
trios.
3-man squads.
Yeah.
Does it have any modes like other than ranked? Does it have like a casual mode and a normal mode and then ranked, or is it just ranked and casual?
Ranked and casual, I guess. I'm not like
Okay.
so
Because
familiar with it. Like,
in PUBG, it used to be that you had to be to level 80 to play ranked, and now it says, I saw earlier today, you have to buy into the PUBG Battle Pass, which is $5 for the season to play ranked, and I think be level 80 on top of that. But PUBG also has a mode where you can go in and there's bots with players. There's like,
that's how
I think
Fortnite
it's
is.
called, yeah, I think it's called casual, and then there's normal, and then there's ranked. And I always play normal right now, but it's the same thing. It's like you have tons of people. You'll try to, you'll see somebody stop at like a couple houses, and you'll try to sneak up on them and attack them or whatever, and then they'll hop in their car and take off and just play Survivor. and they'll try to hide in bushes and do what they got to do until the end of the game, and then they'll third party you the entire time. They'll wait till two squads are fighting each other, and then they'll come in and shoot you in the back or run you over with a car. That's one of the main things that happens to me is I get fucking run over. I hate that shit so much.
I wish you would play Fortnite with me and Wyatt, dude, because he's like actually good.
I'm just not into the Fortnite. I don't know why. A lot of my friends play that. Like,
It's just fun. Like it's something. It's the only online game that I don't take seriously, but I'm really good at.
it seems it's too much of like a kid's game for me. I feel like it's a kid's game. That's
What, like the
I don't
graphics,
know.
like the aesthetic of it?
Yeah, it's just
I get it.
it's geared for kids. I don't know. I'm just not into it's cool, but I just can't get into it. Like I've tried multiple times, and every time I play like one game, and then I just fucking delete it. It's just I just can't do it. I don't know why. I like more realistic stuff. Not even PUBG's not even. I wouldn't call it realistic, but I mean, you have bullet drop, you have velocity, you have all these things that come into factor. There's even like sandstorms and blizzards and all sorts of shit now. On the winter map, they added polar bears, which is fucking crazy. There's like this one spot where you can run into polar bears that are like guarding
Well,
this
you have
cave
bullet
that
drop
has
in
drops.
Fortnite, but you don't get like blizzards and shit like that.
There's bullet drop,
Yeah, they did make it
but
pretty crazy. But like, I mean,
it's
if you
just the
hit somebody with a
aesthetic.
car, they just fly across the damn map. Like they don't actually die.
Yeah,
Unless you like knock them off like a cliff and they fall to their death, like that kind of thing.
yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just the aesthetic of the game itself.
What do you
Like
play it
Apex
on?
is cool, but I've been playing it on my PS5, but it's crossplay. It's not crossplay with PC though. It's only crossplay on console.
All right, well, I'm gonna download PUBG and play with you then, cause me and you need to play
On
like a shooter together. Like I don't like what's it called, Call of Duty, and you
No,
don't
I don't
like
play that
Halo
really
that
anymore.
much. So
Yeah,
let's play a shooter together that we can get something done in. I think it'll be fun.
Mike, do you have your PS4 still?
Yes.
Yeah, you should play PUBG too. We could play trios.
He ain't gonna play no shooter.
No.
He doesn't do guns.
I was pretty
Unless it's
disappointed.
Mass Effect 3.
Mike's just Batman basically. He doesn't use guns.
I
So
was disappointed with the new Call of Duty. I played it for like 2 weeks, and then I was like, okay, literally nobody is playing this game. So
that's how Halo was, dude. Like at
sad.
first it kicked off real hard, and now there's like 3,000 players online. If you go on
Yeah,
Master Chief Collection where people are playing Halo 2, Halo 3, original Halo, Halo Reach, there's like 10,000 plus players all the time.
yeah. I think a lot of people play Call of Duty. It's just like not all of my friends were like really hyped on it, and then nobody bought it. Everybody was just like, "Yeah, we play Fortnite." Then they were like, "You should try Lego Fortnite, bro." I was
No,
like,
get the
"No."
fuck out of here.
I was like,
No.
"Absolutely not."
No, Wyatt was super hyped on that shit, and then whenever it came out, it was not what he thought, and even he was like agitated about it. But
It
like,
looks cool.
yeah, like Halo Infinite got to the point where when we were in ranked, we ran into the same people all the time. Like there was this one dude, he would either always show up on the other team or our team, obviously, but like we would see him all the fucking time, dude. Like all the time. And it was
Halo.
every single day we would see him. We played every single day for probably 4 to 6 hours for those 2 years. And that dude was always there, and oh, what's up? It's what's his name or whatever the fuck, and like he was just always there, like it was crazy. And that's not us adding him to a party. That was just finding him in random games,
Yeah,
like
maybe he
all
was a
the fucking
streamer.
time. No, he wasn't
Maybe
a
he was
streamer.
like local. I don't know.
He was just there. He's like, dude, I don't know how I was running into you guys. It's like, yeah, we're trying to figure that out too. And then we found out like how low the population was. It was like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah, you
That
should
was
be able
definitely weird.
to. You should be able to download PUBG for free on your PlayStation though. It's free to play.
Yeah, I'll definitely download that. I'll have to delete a game or two, but I'm down for it. Because like this Apex thing has me like in a bind where I'm like, I need to get like good at these kind of games because it bothers me that I'm not good at this game.
Does Apex have an option to use third person and first person, or is it just first?
I think it's just first.
PUBG has, if you play third person mode, you can swap in between third and first, which is kind of what I play. So like you're running around in third person constantly, but as soon as you aim down sight with your gun, you're in first person mode basically. And
Oh,
then as
okay.
soon as you let off, it goes right back to third person, or you can hit the L1 button and it'll aim in third person, or you can play first person mode only, which is obviously just your gun showing. But the third person mode is cool because, I mean, a lot of people talk shit on it because you can kind of cheat in a way. Like, you could be hiding behind a wall, but you can see everything around the fucking wall. You know what I mean? On the other side, like, you can still see everything in the environment. But it's still really competitive. Really is. And there's no, like, shields. There's none of that bullshit. There's
Right. Yeah.
this new stuff that's kind of like Fortnite or kind of like Apex in a way where, like, they added a bunch of, like, rappel bullshit where you can go up these towers to the top and jump off of them and like parachute, or you can like if your teammate dies and you get to his box, you can pick up his blue chip that you carry now
Yeah.
for some reason, and
Yeah,
you can go
revive 'em.
spawn him back and revive him. Yeah, that's new.
I want to check out that Hell Let Loose game now. Like bad kind
You
of.
think you would like that?
I think I would like it. I don't think I would like. How long do you have to run before you fucking find somebody though?
It depends.
Like
It
that's a
depends
big
if
map.
yeah, it all depends if like I was saying earlier, like you have a couple of units per team. So like if you get on a unit that actually has a commander and an officer that know what they're doing, the officer has spawn points that he can build as you're moving up. So if he's doing that actively, then you'll be able to spawn right on enemy lines. Sometimes if he goes behind enemy lines, he can put a garrison hidden somewhere behind enemy lines, and you can spawn in the enemy territory, and you'd be literally behind the front lines.
You
It
know what
just
I
all
miss
depends who
playing?
you're playing with.
Speaking
What?
of multiplayer games that we've been talking about this whole time, dude, I got Greg into Chivalry, and
I
dude,
miss that. I miss playing Chivalry.
it's so much fun. We need to
I
start playing
forgot
that shit
about it.
again. So
Yeah, I
much fun.
forgot about it. It's crossplay, right? I could get it on my PlayStation.
Yeah,
I have a controller now too, so
yeah. You have two controllers now.
Yeah, maybe I'll get it on my PlayStation.
Merry Christmas, Mike.
yeah.
Like I said,
Thank
I
you.
used that one controller for fucking like one game, and then I beat it, and I never touched that Xbox again. But yeah, dude, Chivalry is fucking so much fun. So
Yeah, it
much
is.
fucking fun. We should all play that right after we're done with this.
It's annoying, but it's fun.
Just like 3v3s. I didn't even show him 3v3s yet.
Damn it.
Is that your silly putty sculpture?
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah.
But when it comes to our games this year, what was the most frustrating game?
Um,
Valheim, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, in and out, you die. You have to make it your. Mike had the worst of it. He always died in the worst spots.
Yeah. Dying from, dude, when we got to the plains, oh yeah, I was getting so pissed. Feel like, oh, I'm gonna go get my shit and fucking go through the portal, and there's a mosquito like right there. You just get dropped instantly.
Right,
Yeah.
when we jumped off that boat that one time, quote unquote, behind enemy lines, just
Yeah.
raided on by fucking what were those things called? Those woolly dudes?
Uh,
They're just like giant like ogre
they were like
buffaloes.
ogre Sasquatchy looking dudes.
Yeah, they
Swamp.
just walked over and stomped our fucking boat.
Oh,
And
why
just
can't I think of what they were called?
started with an L.
Lora, not Lorax.
That'd be
No.
hilarious if it was the
Lone
Lorax.
Locks.
They're like, why are you cutting down the trees?
Yeah,
They
they were
just
called
chase you down.
locks. LOAX, right? Locks.
Something like that.
Draugrs.
No, those were the swamp people.
That's what you
Yeah.
said.
No, locks, not Draugr. Locks.
Yeah, they were called Draugr. You said the swamp dudes.
The big furry lizard guys from the plains.
Yeah, I was talking about the plains people. Sorry.
Those are goblins, right?
No,
The
well,
big
those were
animals.
in there, but we're talking about the big furry beast dudes.
Like the big tall ones?
The
Like
the animal
the
beast looking things.
oh yeah, locks.
Yeah, those things came over and curb stomped our raft, and then the mosquitoes came,
Yeah.
and then we had to somehow go over there and get our fucking shit back. It's like,
Swam out
Mike,
into the
distract
ocean
him.
and
I'm
chased
getting
us.
my shit, and then I'll distract him, and you can get your shit. That was like a straight team effort in the plains.
Oh yeah, we almost lost. I lost my shit for a long time in the plains.
Yeah, like probably 90% of the time you were running through the plains naked trying to get your shit.
Yeah, and almost 90% of the time when we were in the swamp looking for the gates to the crypts to use the swamp keys, we would run into abominations on top of blobs, on top of draugrs, on top of. It was always hell, but it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, that shit was awesome, dude. We're totally geared out now. Like I think we could totally take on the DLC at some point.
Yeah, we really like created a good system. Like we built some badass camps,
Mhm.
some badass forges. You guys were getting really good at mining stuff and finding everything, and you guys spent a lot of time getting materials, and we kind of just like stacked shit up, honestly.
Yeah, and a third of that time was used to get your shit because you were hardly on after a while there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because I had another, like,
You
you
were
guys
moving
started
and
talking.
shit.
I was moving, yeah, and then I mentioned it to Kane and a couple other dudes, and like I got everybody to play that. So I was like hopping in between our world and their world and trying to teach them the game and help them. And then they wanted me to I was doing 2 playthroughs at once,
I wish
basically.
Kane and them would have just came over with us. That would have been awesome.
That's what I said. But honestly, like we should have done what they did. And because every time we would build a new camp or something like that, which it was still cool, but we were building a barracks style camp basically where we would all share the same house. And when I started a world with them, the first town that we built was actually like a town. Like we had each one of us had our own houses and they were like right next to each other, like on this hillside. And we had like all these little walkways built with stone and gates around them and like benches and sitting areas. And we built this big platform that had all of our portals on it. And then we built like enclosements for the boar, and each one of us had our own gardens and stuff. And like
Right.
we were just like we made it like a town. It was pretty sick. I had a walkway going all the way to this water area on the coastline to where I built this huge dock house and a fishing house. And I had a big boat and like 3 little boats and like 3 separate docks going off. And it was sick, dude. I
Yeah.
loved building in that game. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
that's like that's what you did. You built all our shit for us essentially.
Yeah, I was the
But
builder.
but like that's how it was like that's just how it is like when we're doing this show. We didn't have time to do all that shit, but like when I went over to Tadpog's
True.
like server, I went over there, dude. They built like a fucking city on the water. It was fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You could only build so high though. I couldn't. We never got to the point where we were using iron to build with. We were only using it for weapons and armor, but you can use the iron to actually build reinforcements.
That would be a pain in the ass.
Right, but we could have built like
Getting
an actual
iron is so
fucking
annoying.
castle, bro. Yeah.
We had to get so much iron.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, I was honestly sorry, go ahead.
we mined for hours to get that iron. Like imagine if we
Yeah.
were built in a city like that or a giant castle or whatever. We'd be mining forever.
Yeah, I was surprised how the black metal was easier to get a hold of than the iron.
Oh yeah, by
Right, every
far.
goblin you kill, black iron. Black iron.
Yeah. Um,
And like
we
getting the
never.
barley, finding the barley and the flax. No, the
Yeah.
flax, yeah, finding flax things so we could just fucking plant our own. Like
Yeah, their little
Jesus.
gardens. Yeah, that was annoying.
Then I built like that system for the flax, like, let's just let this grow. Alright, take it all.
We
Drop
never
this
got to
much.
magic stuff.
Yeah, no, we
There's
didn't.
magic in that game. There's like alchemy tables and uh, black forges or something like that where you can
You
do a
need to
bunch of
get the
crazy shit.
Mistlands to do that.
Yeah. Well, we got to the Mistlands. We just never. Once we beat that final boss, we just didn't do anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Now we get raided by goblins all the time in that world.
At least they're not so bad now because we're just so geared.
Yeah. Well, I think we should revisit that game, honestly.
Definitely, at some point. We could do that
We
for the
could do
show,
a
like a DLC.
Valheim Part 2.
That's what I fucking planned on doing was like, look, this is the game, but one day we'll do the DLC.
Yeah.
Like one of us is gonna pick it. Like we spent my time on Steam was 143 hours for that game.
For Valheim?
Yeah. So we gotta finish it at some point. Like
I have no idea.
I kind of dread it, but I feel like I have to do it.
I have 185 hours on Valheim.
Jesus.
I feel like that's not that much. To
I
be
have
honest.
228.
What the fuck? How much were you
Am
guys
I the
playing?
winner?
Dude, I have 760 hours on my Assetto Corsa game.
Drifting forever.
And then 292 on CarX. So combined, I have over 1,000 hours of driving, sim driving. It's crazy.
I got over 700 hours on Kenshi.
I bet you do.
I have 3,300 hours on Destiny 2.
That's crazy.
I used to live on that game for like a fucking year or two. Dude, I don't know how much time I have on Halo Infinite, but for 2 years, the average 6 hours a day. 2 years.
That's crazy.
That's all I can think about. I could only imagine how much time I have on it. And on Halo Reach would be even worse. Honestly, I wish I had my old 360 documents, because that would
You remember?
be, whoa.
You remember when we played Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Yeah.
I think you picked that, Mitchell.
Yeah.
I have 49 minutes of playtime.
I hate you. That game's so good. What are you doing?
Oh, it's so funny.
Halo
Bolt Gun, I have 8 hours.
Halo Reach, I was so bad to where I had somebody come over. Well, they just kind of came over. I didn't really like ask them. They just came over. And like I accepted blowjobs while I was playing that fucking game. And I paused. I didn't pause the game. I was in the middle of the match and slept with this woman. And then got back on the game at the same time. That's how
She
bad
was
I
okay
was.
with that.
Oh yeah, she was cool. Like
Hilarious.
this was like a regular thing for a while, and it was like, why do you come here? You coming here for a service? Cause you ain't getting no service fee.
She ain't getting the same thing in return.
Right. Like that's how into it I was. I was like, look, man, I gotta play Halo, all right? Like, I gotta text Dirty Burrito and tell him I'm done with my business and do this. So
I was gonna say,
get
yeah,
along
that
now.
guy. What was his real name?
Acario Queza.
Well, you're not supposed to say his last name.
Well, if anybody can spell it, let me know. 'Cause I promise you, you will not spell it right. But no, yeah, dude. Fuck, man. On Halo Infinite, like a year ago, me, him, and the two other people from our old crew, we all got back together and played for a night. And dude, that was so much fun. That was so much fun.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I was
But
hoping that would happen for the new Call of Duty because it's basically like it's almost like they just like did a reskin of Modern Warfare 2, and I had some people on that game, and I figured we would all get back together and play it. Never happened. Never happened.
dude, I miss Halo Reach so much. That was peak online gaming for me. Like that was my introduction, and that was where I met like all the people I still talk to today. Like that shit was fucking so much fun.
I miss Battlefield. I used to have a lot of fun playing Battlefield.
I was not good at Battlefield. I tried.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 specifically. Bad Company 2 was amazing, and Battlefield 1 was really, really good.
I didn't put the time in. I feel like I should have definitely put the time in for that game.
If you're gonna play Hell Let Loose, it's harder version, I would say,
Sheesh.
of Battlefield.
Yeah, that shit was fun. Um, yeah, man. Personal games though, like personals. I beat 30 games in the past year. Uh, two of
I,
them have taken my second and third spot on my personal favorite games of all time.
which
So,
are
Chained Echoes. It's a JRPG with a very unique battle system with a gauge on top where you have to pay attention to that, or you could get fucked up really bad. The story is fucking amazing. Um, Tons of characters, tons of secret characters. It's basically a ramped up version of Final Fantasy VI. Listeners will understand that one. Um, yeah, dude, that is such a gem. And also it took over. So I'm on all these groups on Facebooks and shit. Facebooks on Facebook. And whenever that game came out, like nonstop, that was talked about. And I jumped in there and I was like, damn, dude, it's like 2D art style. Like this is straight up Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI combined. Is how everybody described it. I was like, all right, let me jump in this. It's free on Xbox Game Pass. I put 60 hours into it. I couldn't stop playing it. I did everything 100% in that fucking game. That shit was so fucking good. And then only recently, I'm gonna put that as my third favorite game. Here and now, I'm gonna put it as my third. The second favorite game ever that I just recently beat, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Um, yeah, man, it almost took over Final Fantasy X for me as my top game. Those characters are lovable. The story's fucking awesome. The battle system's so much fun. The enemies are fun. The whole place has like so much charismatic fucking shit. Like just so much charm. Like and the direct sequel comes out in what day is it? In 14 days. So I'm gonna disappear for a while when that happens. So that's gonna be great. So yeah, would you guys beat outside of that?
I don't have a list to be honest, so I can't. I don't know all the games off the top of my head. I had a good time playing Oblivion, Liza P. I beat both of those. Didn't 100% them, but I don't know. I don't have a list
You
like
don't
you
have a
do.
list at all.
I didn't make a list of all the games I beat. I don't think I beat 30. I don't even think I
Oh,
beat 10.
I don't think
I
you
don't
beat.
know.
I don't think you beat five. Do you think you beat
Wow.
five
Oh,
games this year?
I don't know. We played. How many games did we play for the show?
Probably like
I
12
don't
or
even have a
13.
list of that. Yeah, well, there's a few of them I didn't beat. I didn't beat Baldur's Gate. I didn't even play it. I didn't beat
Oh,
Battlefront 2.
dude, I forgot about Baldur's Gate. It's such a good game. I don't know how I forgot about it. And I even put over like 100 something hours into it.
Yeah, I started late though. I started this with you guys right before I moved up here. So
Yeah.
the first game I played with you guys was
N-
Oblivion.
I
I
thought it was
beat that.
I thought it was Ninja Gaiden.
I can't remember which one was
I'm
first,
pretty sure
but
Ninja Gaiden.
oh yeah, I played Ninja Gaiden, didn't finish it because I moved. Then played Oblivion, beat Oblivion. Uh, I beat my friend Pedro. I beat uh, man, I can't think of them all.
Here, I'll tell you what was in.
Liza P.
Here, I'll tell
Uh,
you what was in here. Starting the first game of 2023 for us was Death's Door, which is an awesome fucking game. Um, you weren't here for that. You were here for the Nintendo Direct threesome. That's when you started. Then Ninja Gaiden, then Oblivion. Destroy All
yeah,
Humans.
beat that.
We did Tears of the Kingdom First Impressions. That was more of a me and Matt kind of thing. My Friend Pedro, Hades, Valheim, Yoshi Story Revisited. That was me and Mike. Pikmin 4. That was me and Mike. Valheim. That was all of us. Warhammer.
You said Valheim twice, I think.
Oh, well, there was one that was Valheim, like First Impression. Oh, Valheim's
Oh,
Conditions and Chill. That's what that episode was called. The Great Junk Food Debate. That was that all three of us and Joseph? Was Joseph on that episode?
wasn't a game, but yeah.
Yeah, that was like just a thing we did. Baldur's Gate 3, Star Wars, and Lies of P. Wow, we hardly did anything this year to what we should do.
Yeah.
We should be doing 24 games a year based on the 2 week system. We didn't get anywhere near that.
I guess we're picking too long of games,
Yeah.
or life just gets in the way sometimes.
Well, yeah, life got in the way for a bunch of us this year. Well, that's like the thing though. I was talking to Mike before about it. I don't know if you were here. But if we're going to pick a longer game, we're going to do a two-parter on it instead of just doing a one-parter kind of thing. Make it easier, give us way more time.
Yeah.
I think that would be like a big thing. Cuz there's like games coming up this year that I do want to pick. Like I do want you guys to experience Yakuza Like a Dragon. I want you guys to do Kingdom Hearts at some point.
I think I played Kingdom Hearts a long ass time ago on the PlayStation 2 or some shit.
Well, now they have remake versions with more shit in them. And I've never even played those ones, so I'm like, oh yeah.
God,
You say, oh god, but you've never played it. I'm telling you, dude, you'll like it.
I'm probably not.
You'll love it. You'll just get. It's basically Devil May Cry with some laughs because Goofy's in the background going, yuck.
R-rated.
Like it's fun. It's all the Disney shit before Disney turned shitty. So at least you have that. And then there's like, I thought about it, but I don't think I'll do it this year. Is Final Fantasy X. It's my favorite game.
I only beat 5 games this year.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
What were those 5 games?
Oh my gosh. Oblivion. I just had it open, Mitchell.
Oblivion, Lies of P,
Liza P,
Valheim,
Valheim,
My Friend
Oblivion, My
Pedro.
Friend Pedro, Destroy All Humans.
It's still a good list. Still a good list to beat.
I was looking back on your 2022, and it says that you have the Forest Saga Part 1, but there's never a Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that game and like actually do it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Mike, do you have anything that you want to do this year?
The forest.
Just the forest
Yeah, we'll do it during October.
that you've
That
survived 100 fucking days in?
I would love. No, I haven't. That was the achievement that I never got.
Oh, I thought you did finish it.
But yeah, I want at least for us to get a spooky fucking game out for Halloween. That's what I would like to happen.
I want to do Phasmo like really bad, but like I don't understand how to play that game. Like me and Brandon tried for a long time to figure out that game.
We should do Outlast.
What is Outlast? What's that?
Scary game.
I'm down. I'm down to do anything like scary. Like this Dead Space game has me kind of like I love it, but I hate the fucking. It's third person, but it's like super zoomed in third person. It's weird. I feel like it's just because you're so enclosed in those small areas, and that's why it looks like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't really know anything about Outlast. I think you're like a paranormal investigator or some shit like that, and you have a camcorder, and like the main way that you see is by keeping your camcorder charged and finding batteries and shit. And if you can't see through your camcorder, then it's like pitch black and I don't know,
Let's
something
play
like that.
Slender Man.
There's supposed to be some good horror games coming out this year too, but I like the idea of playing games that we can all three play together. Like the Forest would be cool because it has that aspect to it. Or if we got the second version of it, whatever I forget what it's called, Sons of the Forest.
Yeah,
That looks
Yeah.
cool.
I'm down to
I
do
have both
whatever,
of them
dude. Like
on computer.
I do miss playing like all three of us together. Like Valheim was like awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was sick.
Like granted you were moving and shit, so you weren't there like as much as we were, but it was still like super awesome when all three of us were together.
Yeah, that's a good game.
But
Instead of just like, oh, what part are you at, or like how far did you get, or
we did have fun with Liza P like that though. We did.
yeah, I think that's just because all of us we all really enjoyed that game a lot.
Yeah.
You guys were like racing each other too when it came to that game. You guys were.
No. Mike was racing me, and then once he beat me, I started trying to race him. I was like, you motherfucker.
And then he tried to beat me. He tried to lap me. He was like, "What part are you at, Brandon? I'm almost there for a second time." I'm just like, "Fuck you."
Almost did.
Did you beat the nameless puppet?
No,
Neither did
I gave up on him. I tried. I just kept trying and trying and trying, and I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm giving Geppetto my heart. Fuck it.
Well, that's what
That's
I
what
was
I
gonna
did.
do anyways, and then Mike's like, you know about this ending, right? And I was like, but that's not the ending I want. But I'm still gonna fight this fucking thing, and I gave it like 5 or a little bit more tries, and I was like, but this wasn't what I wanted to do anyway. It's an excuse. Getting out of here. Just giving him my heart. Fuck it.
I still can't believe I killed Simon first try.
Oh,
It's
did
pretty.
you?
It was easy, yeah. And then what's the one before him? Anastasia or
Luxasia?
Lexasia? How did I say Anastasia?
Tell me you beat her first try.
No,
Lexasia or whatever.
Lexasia. That's what
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced. No, like 3 or 4 tries.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Yeah, that one wasn't too hard for me.
Yeah, I didn't use the parry system that whole game. I had to learn that whole system right there.
I used the. It's either a grindstone or a cube. I used when she would shoot the lightning bolts at you. I think it was the grindstone. It was perfect block grindstone, and I would just hold block, and it would deflect every single one back at her, and it took her health down like crazy. And then she was really weak to shock damage, I'm pretty sure. So I attacked her with shock. Fucked her up. No, I didn't use throwables. I used
Yeah, I used acid on her.
acid works too, but I used another grindstone. I think I switched the grindstone, or I don't know what I did.
Pure instinct. After like 90 tries.
I used what the game gives you. You
Yeah,
gotta use what the game
that
gives
was the boss I got stuck on more than anything. Fucking first
you.
tried 75% of the game, and then I had to learn the actual system there, and like had to do everything there for the first time. That was fucking horrible. Hate that
The
shit.
hardest, the hardest boss for me. I had a lot of trouble with the swamp boss, and then I had a
And
lot
the
of trouble
hound.
with the yeah. I had a lot of trouble with the Dark Brotherhood
Actually,
the
I
second fight.
I do know how you had trouble with the swamp boss.
The
There's a
rabbit.
thing in Souls games, like Souls like or Soulsborne games. If you have a giant thing attacking you, get up in its fucking nuts.
Yeah, and I kept backing up and rolling away.
No, no, just stay in there and fucking hit it because half the attacks they do don't even hit you.
Yeah, I know,
They
but
hit
that's what I'm
behind
saying.
you.
Is I did the opposite. I kept rolling away, and the further I get away, then it would charge at me and attack me.
Yeah, it's like
But yeah,
Seath the Scaleless, this giant dragon thing in Dark Souls 1. I got hit twice the whole time. I chopped his tail off and got the Moonlight Greatsword, which is like a weapon that is in every single Dark Souls game. I
hmm.
chopped his tail off and just fucking bonked him to death in like maybe 6 or 7 hits. First try, killed him. Done.
Yeah,
Every
but then you're kind of disappointed, right? You're like, oh, that was too easy.
I was disappointed with that whole game because I thought it was too easy. Dude, honestly, the track to getting to the bosses in those games was harder than the bosses. Like, way harder.
It's like a puzzle and stuff.
It's not
That
even
way.
that, it's like just the enemies, the onslaught of enemies is like, and the way they do things. It's just like,
Yeah, that's
because you
how
don't,
Liza P was sometimes. Like the mini bosses were hard as fuck.
like, you don't know what's around the next corner, so you're always checking your corners and like, it's like,
Yeah.
like it's that kind of thing. And boss is just like, all right, walk up and fucking smack that motherfucker. Smack him. Be all right.
That happened to me climbing the Alchemist Tower, actually. Not the. There was a clock tower that I had a lot of trouble with, but in the Alchemist Tower in Liza P, I remember specifically a few parts where you'd turn the corner and you'd be walking down this skinny little tiny like walkway, and you'd have 1,000 foot drop to your left, and you'd see something you could go pick up, and you're going towards it, and the guy would come from behind the corner and just knock your ass off. It happened to me like 4 times.
Yeah, there's like things in those Dark Souls games where it's like, oh, here's a skinny hallway. You know it's directly in front of you? A fucking Black Knight. Or just something fucking crazy that you're just gonna be pinned with and you have to face one on one and hopefully you can get behind him and get him. It's it's just ridiculous sometimes.
Might sound weird, but playing Souls-like game for the first time almost reminded me of playing. When I was younger, my grandma had some computer games, and she had Lara Croft Tomb Raider games,
Mm.
and it kind of reminded me of playing like a Tomb Raider game because there was always like these crazy puzzles and like really hard parts that you'd have to figure out before you got to like a boss or something like that.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a new graphics card, plug that bitch in, and then get Elden Ring, and then we all just play together.
Can't I just play it on my PlayStation though? I got a P instead of a graphics card, I
Oh
got a whole
yeah, because we
PS5.
already have it on PlayStation. Yeah, get it on your
Hmm.
PlayStation. Fuck the PC. Yeah, get Elden Ring, dude. Oh my god.
That
It'll
was
be.
literally like my choice. It was either graphics card or PS5. So
Yeah, I will say this. Elden Ring is an experience you will just flat out never forget. Like it is one of the only gaming experiences that I will just never fucking just never forget. Shit was just so fucking amazing, dude. It
yeah, I'll
was
probably buy it.
it was so big porn stars were fucking like going on Twitch and playing it. Like Adriana Chechik,
I don't know what that is.
she's the girl that does like the crazy sloppy like throat jobs and like takes
There's
like 3 dicks in her ass, that chick.
You watch some gross shit.
No, I just know what that girl's capable of. I just searched her up for a while and I was like, oh man, this girl is pretty wild. Yeah, there was like I think I saw like 3 or 4 different porn stars twitching that game.
Yeah, I watched Elon Musk talk about it. That's not porn stars, but Elon Musk talked about how it's one of his favorite games.
Famous porn star Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
I don't know about that. That's weird.
Yeah, he also said Halo was like a really good game too. He was like one of
Yeah.
the only, he was like one of the people
Diablo.
that was like, check out like the campaign, dude. Like you need to check. Like the Halo Infinite campaign was fucking awesome. Definitely one of my favorites.
It's because he sees them for what they really are. Like most people are just like, oh, I like this game. And he's like he said specifically said he thinks Elden Ring was made by aliens because of the artwork that's in the game. Is like so
Okay, well the
different
artwork
from
is made from Japanese people, so
yeah, probably. What does that mean, Mitchell? You calling them aliens?
They
no.
came here illegally.
Well, no, they have Japanese influence, like the long-necked fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a Japanese influence thing.
The long limbs and shit.
Yeah. And like a lot of people do associate the Japanese specifically, not just all Asians, but the Japanese with aliens for some reason. Just because they're like so smart. And it's like, what are you talking about?
I've never heard
Elden Ring
that
is still
before.
You've never heard of that before, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people are like, the Japanese are just so smart. They're so technologically advanced compared to us. They have to be aliens. Like, or they focus all their time in becoming smarter and like educated, and that's
They
just
have like
Yeah.
a horribly brutal society.
yeah. Like, if you're not smart, you can get the fuck out.
See, Americans call it horribly brutal, or you do, Mike, but it's
Yeah.
called like they have honor for their family and they live by morals and
Well,
they
no,
have
like
standards, and America doesn't have that anymore.
a culture where you lose your job and kill yourself out of shame is a little too harsh.
I definitely agree with that. But I mean, that's just the way they do things. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the
they've
one
They
worked
thing.
do
for
that
that
here.
job for like ever,
Well, it's the thing
too.
where we sit there and we say that's horrible, but like that's just the way their life is.
Yeah.
Like like it's not hurting anybody except for themselves. I mean, I guess technically. But it's like it's the one thing that we'll say is bad, but they're technically not hurting anybody. It's based on like a thing where like this is like a status thing. Like you need to
Yeah.
bring honor to us. And it's like, yeah, that's like a really good value thing to do, but don't drive it too far. You
Yeah.
know? But yeah, Miyazaki, fucking god. He's a god. Dude's great. FromSoft just like crushes it. And that was the thing. Whenever that press release came out, the head, the uh, the head of FromSoft was just like, "We don't know why Elden Ring is so popular." Well, it's like you've already had like this big cult following from your hard ass fucking games. So it's like this drops, you drop an entirely new thing with that same style of game, and like it's like explosive. Like that game is like an epic. That shit is fucking amazing. I'm surprised. I'm
Well,
honestly
they even have
surprised.
a novelist write it.
I was just about to say, like, I'm surprised it wasn't a book. Like that whole game, if it was just like written out as a book, I bet you it would sell like really well.
Probably
That or turn it into a sick
convoluted.
movie or something.
Like as a fantasy novel, I feel like somebody could write that, and that shit would be dope. But it turns out George R. Martin, who made Game of Thrones, was like the fucking co-writer of it. It's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, it's cool video games are starting to get the respect they deserve. Even
Yeah.
though it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry, people still take it like try to take it not seriously.
Yeah, I know. I hear that all the time. Mitch, you play too many video games. Well, it's like, well, I'm sorry, I have a hobby, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you do all day. Well, I go home and I take care of my kids. I was like, yeah, so do I, but somehow I still squeeze in video games, like constantly.
yeah,
Most
Like,
people don't do shit, to be honest.
yeah.
right.
Most people don't do anything. It's like they don't have hobbies, and if they do, it's like drinking alcohol or something.
Shut up.
Or they'll be like, I golf sometimes.
Shut
Like,
up.
okay. Like
I love golfing and drinking.
immerse yourself into like a sick ass like artistic video game and embrace the story and enjoy it for what it is, because most people that hate on video games don't realize that it's like art. It's
Well,
literally what it is.
I was talking to my dad and my sister about this on Christmas because I went there for dinner and drinks and whatever. And I tried to explain to them, and I don't know what kind of comment I'm going to get from Mike, so I'm going to brace for it. uh, but like, dude, like video game stories and playing through that kind of thing, in my opinion, it's like better than most movies that are out anymore.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
can agree with
it's
that
like
too.
you
I'm
fucking
just saying it's different.
you sit there and
It is different, but
you watch a movie. Now imagine playing through that movie and experiencing it as the character. Like you do everything in that movie, but like you're the character and you go through so much shit and then you find out like all these crazy ass shit. Like Yakuza Like a Dragon, like that storyline is fucking crazy. It is awesome. Like the betrayal, the fucking like oh man, that shit is fucking so good. Like it's
They could
wild.
make a really good Fallout game if they tried.
Yeah, if they
Fallout
would
4 was
take
a
a second.
disappointment.
You thought four
why
was a
were they
disappointment?
disappointments to you?
I thought you
Like
said
your
you liked
son
four.
being an old man and your son being like the leader of this group that he like somehow he's the leader of the group.
You didn't
Somehow
expect
you
it
didn't
though,
get killed.
did you? You
Did
didn't
I
expect
expect it?
Sean. You didn't expect Sean to
No.
be an old man because you were actually like frozen in time, and by the time that you came back to try to find your son, you had no idea that it had been like 60 years. Like that was a
Spoilers.
huge twist. It's an old game. I don't give a fuck.
I
That game's
know.
been spoiled the hell back anyway.
Yeah, but like I didn't expect that when I when I walked into that
I
factory
didn't
and I
expect
saw.
it, but I thought it was lame.
Yeah, but
Like,
you know you shat your pants, dude, when you walked into the place and you see Sean, who you think is Sean, in
I
this
tried
little
to
like
shoot him.
cell. You're like, oh my god, I fucking found him, and it's a little fucking robot.
I tried to shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was two games that actually made me tear up at the end, but like Yakuza like really got me. I was like by the heartstrings. I was like, dude, that's fucking crazy. That's so fucked up.
New
Like,
Vegas was pretty good too.
New Vegas was good, yeah.
yeah, and like it wasn't even like what actually happened at the end of Yakuza that had me like feeling like that. It was the fucking performance. Like the voice performance for it and like the way they just toned it together, like they did a really good job, dude. It was just like, oh my god, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yeah, that's why I want to finish Ghost of Tsushima because I have a feeling it's probably a pretty good storyline.
But my dad was just like, how is that any? How could that in any way touch you like a movie could? It's like, are you fucking you? You don't know, dude. You don't know the shit they come up with.
You spend a lot more time playing a video game like that than you do watching a movie anyway.
Right, you're
We
like
did watch RRR this year, though.
our the
I did
main
not
point
watch
of
that.
the year was RRR. Brandon, have you seen RRR yet? All of it?
Nope.
Any of it?
No, it was terrible.
What?
It was terrible. What you guys made me. Dude, if I'm not interested in a movie within like the first 5 to 10 minutes, most of the time I don't give it a chance. Like if it's just like boring,
That's how
not
I
most
am,
of the
honestly.
time, but like as soon as that guy was like fighting, like he was like jumped into some crowd,
It's an epic.
1,000 feet in the sky, and then he's like
That was
fighting all
awesome.
these. I was like, this is the dumbest shit.
Shut up, Brandon. You don't
I
say
just turned
that.
it. I turned it right off. I turned it off right
Dude,
when I
it's
saw
an
that.
epic. It's supposed to be crazy.
It was crazy retarded. It's fucking retarded.
Oh man.
I just thought it was silly. I don't know. I didn't like it.
All right, Mike. Whenever he comes to visit next time, you hide in the corner, and I'll get him from the front, and you can just jump him from the back. All right? We'll just take care of him. And then
Okay.
we duct tape him to a chair so he watches the whole movie.
And wasn't it like 2.5 hours long?
3 hours. 3
Yeah,
hours.
Absolutely not.
Dude, Frank was into it. My grandma was into it. They were like, dude, this shit is fucking wild. I called him the next day. He was like, after you left, I didn't go to where I was supposed to go, man. I just sat there and I watched that movie.
See, an epic to me is like the movie Mike and I watched. What was that movie called, Mike? Where they set out to kill those whales, and there was that giant whale that took them all out. Like, that's an epic.
It sounds like
I
Final
forget what
Fantasy
that movie was
X.
called.
It was called.
It's basically Moby Dick, though.
Yeah, it was basically Moby Dick. It was called In the Heart of the Sea. That's an epic. That was a badass movie.
What is it?
Well,
People fighting a whale, or
RRR is about the liberation of India from England, so that's a pretty epic tale too.
Yeah, but
awesome.
it was a dude that had like super. Supposed to be a normal guy and had superpowers.
Two guys that had superpowers.
Yeah,
You didn't give it a chance, or you didn't see his rival.
Yeah, I just thought that part was silly.
You would have loved the dance scene if you thought that was silly.
Which one? There's a lot of dance scenes.
The ending was a little long, but the first one, where they're at the party with the British people.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Mike made me watch the worst movie I've ever seen in my life this year.
What?
Which one?
The Room?
The Room. That was one of those movies, like the first 5 minutes, I was like, I'm shutting this shit off, Mike. He was like, no, come on. And I was like, this is fucking terrible.
What was
And
that?
then he talked me into watching it, and I watched it.
What was that
This is
fucking
hilarious.
super?
It was fun.
That fucking fucked up movie where the guy got, like, the one brother got drunk and drove his sister home or something from a party and it knocked her fucking head off in a car accident or some shit.
Oh, that's a scary movie. That's Hereditary.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that movie was fucked up. I like that.
That movie's fucked up. Yeah.
That was weird. Had a lot of naked old people in it.
The mom starts trying to like talk to the dead and stuff, and then her son is used. I'm not gonna ruin that, even though that's a fucked up movie. That movie was the first time I watched that movie. Like, scary movies don't scare me, and that shit freaked me the fuck out. I saw it, dude. I don't know why. It was something about chicks crawling on the ceiling, demented ass, freaky devil worshipping chicks that
So you don't like
are getting
Mama, then?
possessed.
Have you ever seen Mama?
Yeah, I think so, but that didn't really bother me like Hereditary did.
You know
Something
what bothered
about
me is a kid dying and a dog dying, and you guys are pieces of shit for that. I was not expecting that shit at all.
you picked some movie where that happened too. What movie was that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never picked
Yeah,
no
that
movie
was
like that.
like we had like 3 or 4 movies in a row where fucking
Yeah.
kids died.
I never picked no movie like that.
Yeah, and a dog was killed in it, and then
I never
kid
did
or
that.
something.
Never. That was not me.
Yeah,
I
Because
you
never
I
picked the
definitely
remember
movie.
picked a movie where a
I
kid got
remember
killed.
specifically saying it because I was like, "Oh, Mitchell keeps talking shit about the movies we pick, and look at this one that he's picking."
I
I
never
can't think
picked
of
a
what it is.
movie because you guys wouldn't pick a movie because I always picked comedies.
Nah, you definitely picked a movie where we were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Never did that.
But all the movies on our movie night list have been watched by just Mike and I think.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I know I never picked no movie where those kids died. Then you guys picked that horror clown movie. That was really fucked up. Art the Clown. What was that shit called?
Oh, Terrifier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
where people are
yeah.
getting raped and like having fucking rape babies that like murder people and shit.
They didn't
Terrifier
get
2
raped.
was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me shove this fucking knife up your pussy. It's like, what?
These are the most gruesome movies I've ever seen, I think.
And that dude was taking a piss, and that dude walked up and chopped his cock off. That's wild.
I don't even remember any of that. I literally,
Like phased it
That
out.
like,
Your
yeah,
brain was just
yeah,
like trauma,
I just
trauma.
remember what he looks like. I remember him being in like a shop staring at these two chicks trying to freak him out the whole time with his garbage bag. Like
Yeah,
that's the only part I can really remember.
that was the first one, I think.
Yeah, I like phased out the rest of it.
Anything on your guys' personal list, Mike? I know Brandon doesn't have any more besides the multiplayer games.
That. What do you mean?
Oh, just like your personal games you played this year.
Played a lot of FTL and what's the other one? Shit, Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire's
That's
fun,
fun.
dude.
Yeah, it
But
is.
you need to take it easy on
No.
that. You play that game too much. The last couple days, Brandon, I've been on here. He's been playing Slay the Spire
Yeah, he's obsessed.
again.
I'm just like FTL. I haven't been able to beat it again.
But you already beat it like with everything.
Uh, well, on Slay the Spire, I have, yeah. There's like this certain way to beat it now that I haven't beat.
Hmm.
I almost did, but I lost.
Are you guys excited for any new games coming out this year?
I don't know many.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to many coming out. Uh, Besides, I looked up Souls games that are coming out, but
Yeah.
I really paid attention.
I just have a few, like Elden Ring DLC, which is just a part of another game. Uh, like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Final Fantasy VII Part 2 remake, and Hades 2. That's gonna be sick. And the Lies of P DLC or Part 2, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, that we still haven't figured out. But those are the only ones I'm excited about.
Lies of P2.
Yeah, or the DLC for it, whatever it was that me and you were trying to figure out. So, yeah, that'll be sweet.
What was that game I wanted to play that's coming out?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Indie games, I'm sure there'll be plenty of indie games that I've never heard of that are gonna be coming out that I'll end up playing and shit.
I think the one I'm looking forward to is Black Myth Wukong.
Ooh, that and Rise of the Ronin. I remember the game you just said
That's cool.
and that the Rise of the Ronin one too. Yeah, this would be sick. I've been
There's
playing
more
this.
than like
I'm sorry.
there's more than likely going to be an Elden Ring 2 that'll come out.
Well, the next FromSoft game is called like Spellcaster or something. They already announced the name for it, so There won't be an Elden Ring 2, but there'll be DLC for Elden Ring that's already been confirmed. There's supposed to be 2 of them. One, it's called Shadow of the Erd Tree, and the second one hasn't been announced yet. But there's this like slice of life game that I started playing. It's called Spirit Tea. You like you walk around a town and like you're a journalist, quote unquote, and you move there to like I don't know, write a book. Who knows? Whatever. But you end up staying in this place that's like haunted, and this whole town is haunted. And then you end up like taking care of this bathhouse for ghosts.
What is this called?
Spirited Away.
No, Spirit Tea.
That's what happens in Spirited Away, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that movie. Have I?
Really?
Was that the movie me and you watched?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you like it's basically a simulation game where you just like take care of these ghosts. It's weird.
Sounds fun.
In a bathhouse. And you make money from it, and you just keep on doing that. It's weird. And you just keep improving the bathhouse and taking it to its former glory. Because the old caretaker isn't there anymore. I don't know. It's strange. It's fun, though. But that and Honey Pop 2 have been my guilty pleasure games.
Maybe I'll give Hogwarts another try.
Yeah, I need to revisit that too. I am mad about it though. 28 spells for the world of Harry Potter. All the hype it got coming out.
How
Kind
many
of
spells does Harry Potter even have in the books?
Dude. Dude.
I know
I
it's like
also
a
wanna-
soft magic list, and she like made up shit as she went.
Probably. Like you have a whole ass world that you can do anything with. Why not? Like you're dealing with wizards and shit. Why not be able to have like anything that you could do?
Because it makes it hard to write like battles and shit.
There's around 80 spells in Harry Potter books.
Okay.
Yeah, so we should have 80 spells. I don't care if it's cleaning my room or not. I still want to do it.
I think I'm gonna play the some Spider-Man games, the new Spider-Man 1 and 2 that came out or whatever. Not the
Greg just finished
Amazing Spider-Man.
100%ing those games.
Yeah, so did my friend Mike. My crack.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
That is what I said, my crack. My ass crack.
Yeah. 2023 was a good year for games for me. Mike played Kenshi in Valheim.
I don't know how the fuck you
No.
beat 30 games. It's crazy.
I was unemployed for like half of it. So that was cool. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. I didn't even mention that. I beat that at the beginning of the year. That shit was fucking crazy fun. So, but final notes, anybody?
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Uh,
All right. That ends our 2023 wrap.
On to the next one. Yeah.
On to 2024. Hopefully another big year. I'm not gonna be doing a list this year. I'm just gonna casually play things, the things I want to do. Not
One thing
dedicated.
One thing I will note is we should stop doing these so late because so we can have more energy when we do the show.
No, well, that would be great if everybody's available at that time. Yeah.
We're kind of like tired and feel non-energetic and boring. That's how I feel.
Hey, when we started this show tonight, you said, I'm not tired at all.
Yeah, well, it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, the show's been going on for 2 hours now, about, so.
should just get really drunk like we used to.
Yeah. It's a tradition.
Oh.
Oh That's what you guys used to do, just drink.
Oh, dude. We didn't do the show without getting fucked up.
Yeah.
No. Like, that was unheard of. Sober show? No. Absolutely not. But that ends the 2023 wrap up. Let's fucking roll into the 2024 and just fucking it up. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll try to beat more than 5 games this year.
I need absolute dedication from you, Brandon. No more of this sideshow shit. It's time that you really put in work this year.
We'll see.
The games I'm picking, you're gonna be immersed in. So
The games you pick, I'm probably not going to want to play. I feel the same way about Kingdom Hearts as Mike does. I'm like, I don't want to fucking play that.
why? Why?
Because I don't, like,
Because you know nothing about it.
I get that you want to do a show on it, but I don't think that, like, I don't know. You've already beat that game. You've already played the shit out of it, probably.
In
You want to play it
2002,
again? Is there a remastered version?
yes, it's a total yeah. Like they added way more shit and stuff. That's why I'm like, okay, now I gotta 100% that one. Like I just need an excuse to do it again, so I'll just use the show.
And I've never been into any of the Final Fantasy games, and you want me to play those.
Dude, the game is so much fun.
And you console hop a lot because you have all the consoles, and I don't have any Nintendo stuff at all.
Well, mainly that's on PlayStation. That's a PlayStation thing. So pretty much everything is available on everything now. So
I have everything but
I
Nintendo.
won't be picking Nintendo games for I can't even think of a Nintendo game that I could pick anyway. Like there's tons of Nintendo games that I could pick, but you would just have to download emulators on your computer. It's not even a big deal if I do pick one. So trust me, they won't be Switch games. Unless
Yeah,
one
that's
day
mainly
you're
what I
like,
was talking about.
oh, I
Switch.
bought a Switch. If you say you bought a Switch, I'm picking everything I want to pick. Like, let's go Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Let's go Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like that kind of shit.
I've tried to play that though, and I just didn't like. I can't. Some of those games I can't get into enough for some reason. Like I didn't. I don't know. Like I played some Breath of the Wild, and it just was like.
It helps
Exact
if you
same way I
know.
felt.
Well, it helps if you know like Zelda and the whole thing. Like, if that's a game you really like, you'll like walk into that world and be like, "Holy shit, this is fucking awesome." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was more so just like how it played, like the combat and like the.
Mike just doesn't like it because it breaks from the original formula.
Well, it didn't grab me for a lot of reasons, especially like weapon
He doesn't like,
durability.
yeah, the weapon degradation system. Well, that's
Yeah,
like there purposely so you constantly use other weapons
yeah,
instead
but I
of
don't
just
want
the
to.
same thing. Well, it's fun whenever you can smash people with a huge ass hammer instead of a sword all the time.
Yeah, use your bow.
That's why I like Souls-like games. It gives me like a huge variety of weapons, so the game's not constantly the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I pick one weapon and stick with it.
Yeah, I used to be like that too, until I started getting into like these kind of games. I'm like, this is like way less boring.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, to be honest. Because, I mean, Lies of P was my first Souls-like, and I didn't even do that. I tried almost every weapon in that game to see which one I liked. And I still swapped between like 3 weapons throughout the entire
I tried every weapon in Elden Ring. And I
game.
found
Yeah, but
out
in
that
Lies of
like
P,
in
you
Dark
stuck with
Souls
one.
like games, I like faster weapons.
Yeah. You had the rapier or whatever, and then used an umbrella the entire game.
Right.
Yeah, it had a nice balance of speed and damage.
Yeah.
Well, you asked me that question a long time ago, Mike, where you're like, are you usually like a speed player or a strength player? I was like, I usually like speed. And you're like, really? Well, like,
I think I
there's the
like
reason.
balance. A little bit of both.
Yeah. I don't like super heavy weapons in Souls-like games or Souls games because it's like there are heavy weapons that you can still use like very effectively, and then there's like huge ass fucking weapons that are
Yeah.
like Elden Ring, the colossal weapons where it takes like a whole ass like 5 seconds to swing once. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's just a burden at that point.
Yeah.
Like everything has to be so perfect for you to time everything correctly. So there's just like so much going on to do that with. It's just not even worth it to me. I'd rather just fight it out. But all right, we'll catch you guys this year with our game picks. Having fun, I guess. Catch you guys later.
Later.
See ya.